described as a fearless business and high-performance coach, consultant, trainer, branding expert, best-selling author, and international motivational speaker. You've also been recognized by Forbes magazine as one of the top business and career coaches in America. That is a very nice honor. You must be very proud of that.
Yes, I was very honored.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Well, you know what? I think everything is about what you put out there. You know, your reputation is everything, basically, right? So my specialization and my passion is branding. So being able to create your authentic branding and position yourself in a very appealing way to your clients, right? To your ideal clients. So you can communicate what you have to offer, what do you provide very clearly. And I think that was really understood. That's why I was nominated and recognized by Forbes. I put so much content out there in my blogs or websites or podcasts or radios or anything like that. And I think that was also noticed. And also this year, I just received an award in Hollywood for a thought leader 2016.
Wow.
So that was fantastic.
That is fantastic. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did you get started down the path of all these things that you're currently doing? Or in other words, how did you transform from being an attorney to what you're doing now? And what did you start with, and how did it evolve from there?
Right. You know what? Any transformation or change is never easy, right? So basically, in my situation was, being a lawyer, it was not my passion. It was never. It was more like my parents' choice for me, but I gave it a fair chance. For 11 years, you know, working in a corporate world, having my own practice in a court system as well. So I really knew what I don't like about it.
Were you really thinking those last 5 or 6 years that you're doing this? I really want to be doing something else. I mean, was it something that was just hitting you?
You know what? I think even before I came to United States, in Poland, I'm an achiever. Sometimes overachiever, I have to say. But you know, when you're at a certain point that you feel like you've achieved a lot, there is a little voice, like nagging voice, irritating you and telling you there is something out there that you should be doing, and it should be what you love and what is your passion. This is what happened to me.
So Asha has a tremendous path. She's very accomplished, very accredited in Poland, and she gave all that up to come over to the United States. And not only did she make a transition, she didn't just come over here to be average. She came over here and excelled, not speaking the language, starting fresh in a new career, and excelled and through that transition and truly triumphed through it. With that, I want to introduce Asha, and we can dive a little bit deeper into her testimony. Asha, so look, we get to see you on ESPN. You're getting named, accredited from Hollywood and credentialed. And tell us how. Look, it came all so easy, huh?
Of course.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started over in Poland and some of your journey, how you started out.
Mm-hmm. So hi everyone, thank you so much for coming. I know it's a holiday time, so it was difficult, but I'm glad you're here. Can you hear me well?
Perfect.
Okay, awesome, thank you. So, like I mentioned, in Poland, in the age of 24 basically, I was able to achieve a lot. Coming from parents that are overachiever, my mom is a professor of medicine, my dad is an engineer of 2 different majors. I was able, in the age of 24, already finish my law school, start becoming an attorney. Also, I had masters in journalism and PR, and that was actually in secret from my parents because they really wanted me to have a solid education and solid job. And being an entrepreneur or owning businesses, it was not nothing solid, right? It was more risky, so it was not recommended. It was highly not recommended to me. So, but actually, I was able to even pursue my path, even against all the suggestions. I was published. I was on TV, radio, and so on. So basically. and even I was translated in multiple languages in Europe. So yeah, and also I love building businesses. So I was able to build 3 businesses from ground up and sell a few of them as well. So it was always something happening in my life on top of everything. And my parents found out about this the moment when they saw me on TV. Like, would you like to share something with us? I'm like, well, sure, where do you want me to start?
So you're a rock star in secret.
Yeah, secret rock star, like secret Santa. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I love to achieve things. I love to take action and always grow.
And how did they react to that when they found out you weren't going the traditional route, that you had these ambitions to do something different?
Well, they were scared, because our parents, they want safety for their kids. So they want something solid. They wanted me to go the expected way. But I think they were proud.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they were happy.
So you get past that, they finally accept you now.
They accepted me finally.
You didn't get ostracized from the family.
Right. So then, that's the thing, that when you accomplish already a lot and you are at a certain point in your life, you're 24, okay? So what else is out there that you can pursue? Maybe your passion, right? The world is really limitless for all of us. Well, what has happened since I was traveling all my life? I was traveling to America, and unexpectedly, I moved here.
How do you unexpectedly how do you just stumble across the pond?
It just exactly happened. I bought a ticket. I'm like, hello, right here. Let's get this started. So, well, first I came just to visit for like 3 months to travel, and that was it basically. But I knew I will have to get some job also, because as we know, traveling in California, it's very expensive. Living in California is very expensive. So I'm like, that's not gonna work. So, but then I actually met someone in my second week, and I'm like, well, maybe that's the sign. So I decided.
Wow, you can't tell, she's a very passionate person.
If you know Polish people, we are. We make decisions fast, we are very impatient, and we stick with our decisions because we are not afraid of commitment, right? But that was difficult because over a sudden I found myself in a different country, right? I'm like, oh my God, different culture, different country, different languages. I spoke 5 languages before, just by the way, because I know you mentioned she never spoke the language. Yes, I did. You have to speak. Being educated in Europe, you speak 5 languages. You cannot even start working as a teller in the bank without having a master's, a bachelor in banking, and 3 languages fluently. So, it's totally different. But anyway, that was my benefit, right? Yeah. So anyway, you are basically landing, and I'm like, oh my God, where I'm going to sleep tonight, right? Where I'm going to eat, or how I need to find like some sort of a job to be able to really support myself, and what to do.
Wow.
So yeah.
And so you were still with the guy at this point?
No, that was before. Right?
Okay, so.
But the decision was confirmed in the moment when I met someone. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's a sign.
Gotcha.
That is directing me to take a different path that I already have. And I'm like, it might be an adventure, it might be something different.
So I know you say you make decisions swiftly and you don't think about them, but walk us through that decision point, because there may be people here that, that's a big decision. Like not only leaving your family and friends in a different country, but also leaving a life that you have started. You were on television in Poland, and then you come over here and you just decide to start over. Walk us through that decision and how you weighed that and how you come to that this was the best decision for you.
Right. Always when you make any decisions, you weigh so many aspects, right? The growth aspect, if it's going to benefit me. What do I have to maybe give up, but what do I gain, right? So when you really believe in yourself, when you have confidence in yourself, when you already achieved certain level in your life, when you remember, okay, you know what, I've been able to achieve this and that, I can actually replace that everywhere where I am, because the common denominator is me.
Wow.
right? So that's the decision. When you're coming from this foundation, this strong self-beliefs and I think self-respect too, when you want to overcome your fears, and that was my favorite, because we talked about this, and I wanted to put some of the fears, like fear of rejection, fear of unknown. What else there was? Fear of what? Judgment, success, right? Failure, and so on. And you were like, well, maybe just put those that you had to overcome. I'm like, well, I had to overcome them all. I'm just a person like every single one of you. So I face the same fears. I have to overcome maybe different struggle, hardships, but we still do the same thing. We all have faced some hardships, maybe adversity, hostility sometimes,
Right.
And we just do it.
I love that, and what to me what rings home true the most is the fact that you realized you've done it before, you can do it again.
Yes.
You are the common denominator, and I think we oftentimes discredit ourselves.
We do.
It's that fear of, I'm going to lose out on something, or fear of failure, and that prevents us from going through
Correct.
a transition point, and it stops us a lot. And like you said, it's having enough confidence in yourself that I've done it already. I'm here where I am for a reason.
Right.
There's nothing that would prevent me from doing it all over again. If you strip it all away, you have to have enough confidence in yourself to know that you can do it again. It's not as scary as you think. You
Yeah.
did it once. Why can't you do it again? So
Exactly.
I really love that point you just made.
But and it was hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was very hard. I had three jobs, I think. So I was working full time. I was traveling, obviously, all the time. And then, in order to start my life here, I had to go back to school to get my law degree again. That was not easy.
Yeah, so you're a lawyer 2 times over.
2 times, yeah. So I get solid education on 2 continents. But and I finally I actually realized I'm like, okay, I'm not actually doing what I want, after some time, because I'm far away from my family. I'm kind of alone here. This relationship completely did not work out.
the two-week process wasn't enough?
2-week process. No, we spent together a year and a half, so that was longer process, than that. But that was the initial. If there is no initial spark, there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's not that after a year and a half, you
Right.
discover, oh, I'm actually attracted to this person.
Right.
Yeah, but that, doesn't matter. And they want me to talk about the fun in law school now, or?
Sure, go.
All right. So, the thing is that we are not only have to face our own fears, insecurities, doubts, or whatever is there, in our lives, hardship, or we have to actually face a lot of external things, people, and circumstances. And those are even harder sometimes to overcome because we have to really generate so much out of ourselves, so much strength and courage to face them and overcome them. Sometimes those are people that love us, maybe our family, like my family wanted me to, be the solid lawyer, amazing, have a great education and career that I hated every day of my life. But oh well. But also maybe our friends or someone else, but also people that they have their own fears, insecurities, and perhaps some sort of issues that they transferring on you, right? They're looking at you, no, you can't do that because I couldn't. How many times we actually are faced with that type of story? So my first year of law school here, I've met a professor. And that was amazing because, you look up to your professors like, okay, that's going to be my mentor. She will teach me, what to do and support me and so on. So I think in the first class, when we just introduced ourselves, she heard my accent. She knew I'm a foreigner. She did not know anything else about me, but she already labeled me. She made a judgment on me. So after the class, she came to me and she said, listen, So thank you so much for coming, but I don't think so that law school is for you. I think you should give up. And you're a foreigner, you have an accent, so I don't think you will be good in communicating. You won't win cases, you know. So she was really discouraging me, trying to protect me, and so on. And I'm like, okay, so you are telling me to quit, right? And she's like, no, of course not. I'm just still, watching over you. And I said, okay, listen, I'm not going to quit, okay? This is what I want to do. This is what I started. I committed to it. And not only, of course, I finished her class in law school. I became a very successful attorney as well after that. But the best part, this story have a good ending. So when I did my second transition into business coach, I spoke a lot also in front of groups in San Diego, internationally, in United States, in different states, Canada, and other countries, right? One of those in San Diego, I was presented, and she was actually in the audience, right? And she came to me, she's like, hi, I'm Alicia, and can I hire you? Because, I'm not really happy with my career. I'm an attorney. And I'm thinking, yes, I know. And I'm like, listen, Alicia, do you recognize me? And she's like, oh, yes, I've seen you 2 months ago, 3 months ago, somewhere at your presentation, right? And we met. I'm like, no, we met a few years ago when I was in your class, and you were highly advising me not to finish law school because I won't be good as an attorney. But I would love to help you with your transition. So, it's good to be stubborn sometimes, guys. It's good to believe in yourself and follow your gut, even if someone else will tell you not to do something.
That's amazing. How many people have like a negative Nancy in their life? Someone that's always down, they always have a pessimistic viewpoint. I love that. Be careful about not only the company you keep, but sometimes you have to protect your input because their perspective may not be coming from anything of you. It's with their own insecurities of themselves.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful about their viewpoints and them projecting their own miserableness onto you and diminishing, because if you had to listen to her, you wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
No, that's awesome. So you hire her, and then she hires you, and you go on and be.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm sure you all guys know Muhammad Ali. His famous words. I'm going to show you how great I am. This is what you have to do with people like that. Of circumstances like that. In the face of adversity, hostility, or any negativity or toxicity, this is what you tell them.
That's right.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
That's right. Use that as a motivator. I love that. It's a great story, by the way. So walk us through. You've accomplished some success as a lawyer now. You started to make a name for yourself. Why then do you change?
Right.
Talk to us about that second transition point you made.
Mm-hmm. So, again, when we all the time growing, constantly growing, it's a process, it's a journey, correct? And if you don't grow, for me, you're dead, And at certain point, you're realizing that there is maybe something more again, because you're the next level. Your foundation is pretty solid. But what I've noticed, being an attorney, some attorneys are here, I know, because I know you, I invited you, so you came. And I'm very happy you're here, you're my favorite, trust me. So it's good money, it's a lot of stress, and I know there's a lot of people that are great in what they do. They're passionate about this, they're good, it's a great profession. Now, it's not for everyone. Definitely it wasn't for me. One of my deepest values is freedom. So I always knew I wanted to travel, I wanted to speak, I wanted to influence people, help them change their life, businesses, always take to the next level, and so on. And I didn't feel, when you finish law school in Europe, you can work in every country. Here, it's a little bit different, right? you can't even work in a different state. You kind of stuck in one spot. So I knew that's not going to work for me. Plus, I didn't feel like I am making an impact. I wanted to make international contribution like I was making before, right? I was already translated in multiple languages, so I had a taste. How does it feel? And that we can do it, right? And I was looking up to all my mentors, Brandon Bouchard, Brian Tracy, and other people that I was very blessed to have all my life, either my own mentors that I hired or just, loving people around me that I was looking up to. And I'm like, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. I'm the same person like they are, and there's nothing stopping me. I am unstoppable, and I am fearless, and I can achieve that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You have such this confidence. Where does that come from? Is that just kind of like your nature?
I was born with that.
Because I think that's kind of like, I mean, if everyone had that viewpoint, like, oh, they did it, I can do it too. Like, that would solve a lot of problems, right?
Sure. I mean, it's easy, right? It looks easy, but it comes from hardship. It comes from effort. It comes from years of facing your fears. It comes from efforts, from years of facing adversity, and a lot of other steps. It's a journey to get there, basically. But you have to have undying belief in you. I have to say that I was very blessed to have a great support system at my home. My family is amazing. They always told me, you can do anything what you think of, right? And I really believe in this. And that's why I was always trying to be very selective who I have around me, and you have to do the same, who you have around you. Are they supportive? Are they positive? Are they optimistic? Do they believe in you, right? Can they tell you, yes, listen, you can do anything? Or they will cut your wings, right? Oh, no, don't go there. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when actually your courage gets tested, when your skills, strengths, and weaknesses get tested, that's how you develop your confidence.
Yeah, that's powerful. I mean, that's kind of the premise of this group is you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
So when you actively and strategically surround yourself with and plug into a higher acumen of people, a higher grade of people that's on the same wavelength as you, it has exponential output.
Absolutely.
And what you can accomplish.
Can accelerate you. And this is the thing, like, I love what you do, with this group. You want to exactly contribute. It's not only about you, it's about others, right? What you can share. Like, I'm always sharing my experience, my struggle, anything that I accomplished or I had to inspire others. Because if I can do, you can do it too.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've gone through some really, really big transitions. Making the decision to move over to a new country that was foreign to you at the time. And then at that time, sacrificing all the success that you've built up.
Mm-hmm.
Then start all over fresh again, build up another, mound of accolades, and then you sacrifice all that again to go into a completely different industry. So you made some really big decisions, and I know you've had some really big lessons that you've learned along the way. You want to kind of just talk about some of the major takeaways and the major lessons that you've learned that helped you through those 2 big transitions you made?
Before we go to the main points of how to overcome everything, right? How to face our challenges and make long-lasting changes. I want to say one thing. You keep repeating the word sacrifice. You sacrifice something. You sacrifice the accomplishments. No, you don't sacrifice anything. When this is I will talk about this in a second. This is the common myth that the change or a challenge is a loss. Loss equals pain. Actually, no. It has to equal gain for you. So when you shift your focus this way, that completely will turn the way how you look at things. So, you take risks because you're not afraid of losing anything. You're not losing anything, you're gaining more. So that was...
That's great. It's all about perspective.
All about perspective, correct.
Changes. So yeah, so talk us through those times of gain, not
I
sacrifice.
will, okay, so.
But again, so we actually will kind of shift. You can go
Alright.
there. I'll put the laptop there.
Perfect. Are you guys benefiting so far?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, is it helpful?
Very helpful.
Thank you, thank you.
So Asha has a little presentation prepared to help you grasp some of the key points that she wants to make.
Sure. Okay, so just teach me, how do I do it?
So you just hit either this button or the space bar. Finish.
Alright.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So, you want me to stand? Good? Alright. So just tell me how we're doing on time as well.
Okay. Okay.
Alright. Alright. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready? Awesome. Fantastic. So, I actually developed a fun challenge for you, 7-day challenge. You will learn about this in the end. But right now, we will go over step by step my way of dealing with your transition, with your challenges and changes. Ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so you will see all those pictures when you will go through challenges. So when it says day number 1, think about this as a step number 1. Step number 1, design your grand master plan. What does it mean? You don't have to know exactly how you're going to do it, the details, right? But what you need to do is you need to build your big picture vision. You need to decide what do you want to accomplish, maybe 10 big things that you want to accomplish in every area of your life. Health, wealth, love, finances, career. Set them up very high. Let them be bigger than you. Okay? If you're not afraid of your goals, means they are not big enough. Just by the way.
So good.
Huh?
So good.
Right? So create your dream life. So now, how do you do that? Think about if there is no limitation of money, skills, connections, possibilities for you, time, no time limitations. What could you achieve? What kind of life can you build for your family, for yourself? What kind of career can you create? What kind of life can you provide for others? Can you be the leader and contribute to other people? Can you be the role model, and why and how, right? So I call this like a GPS in your car. Sometimes you don't have to know how, but your why has to be strong enough. When you know why, maybe it's your passion, maybe you want to change the world, maybe you want to contribute to something more important than just yourself, right? Then if you know your why, your how will really show off for you. And 95% of people, like one of my great mentors, Brian Tracy, states they will never achieve their dreams, not because they cannot do it, but because they don't have the grand vision, they don't have the bigger vision about themselves, so it doesn't even occur to them that they can actually do it. So they don't even try. Isn't this crazy?
Yeah.
Right? It is. It really is. And also, I want you to make decisions from where you're going, where you expect to be, not from where you went. If I will make decisions when I landed, with not knowing where I'm going to sleep that night, right? Or what I'm going to do that day. If I'm going to make decisions from that perspective, where I would go? Nowhere, right? So you have to make decisions about anything in your life from the vision that you already have of yourself, right? Think about this. It's fun. It's really fun, I promise. Also, be flexible and be really open. For instance, we did not talk about some of the achievements that I had a very luck, to be exposed to. For instance, I knew I wanted to be a writer, right? Great, I am a writer. I never expect I'm going to have 2 best-selling books. I do, right? So be open, be flexible. Now, I knew I love speaking. I love audiences. I love hundreds of people in front of me. I never thought I'm going to be a keynote speaker in Harvard University every single year, right? Or invitation to Yale and so on. So really be open, think grand about you. Next, get clarity. Everyone loves to say get clarity, but what does it really mean, get clarity? Get clarity means get sense of direction, where are you exactly going, but also you have to have a burning desire to get there. Remember the passion I spoke about? Right? That the passion ignited in me the need for something different. That's the burning desire that you have to have in order to move forward with your direction, with your clarity. But also, very important thing, when you get clarity, you have to think about what do you have to face in order to get there? Or what is or was holding you back from where you're at right now? Why you are not having the health that you want? Why you don't have a relationship that you really want? Why financially you're not there yet? Are you in a career that you really love? Are you having a great marriage? If not, look at your results. If not, why not? What is holding you back? And eliminate this. Because people can give you the best strategies whatsoever, and then you won't be able to do it. You just won't. So I already spoke about developing the sense of direction. It's almost like GPS in your car, right? You just put the address in, but you don't know where you're going exactly. But you trust the car, you trust the process, you trust the journey. It will get you there, as long as you have the address, the final address where you're going. And then educate yourself. I'm not going to tell you that I was one of the great entrepreneurs that dropped off high school, right? And then just because of my brilliance and skills, I developed multiple businesses, 6 and 7 figures. Well, yeah, sure, brilliance and confidence and other stuff had to do something about it. But I really actually educated myself. Why? The more you educate yourself, the more capable you feel, the more confident you feel, right? And then the more you know, the less you fear. So the less things can stop you, right? So education, solid education is actually very important for you, and it's worth it in the end of the day. Now, I want you to develop the unshakable self-confidence and competence, but you do it only by testing yourself, getting educated, and facing your fears, really. And one more thing, you will never ever able to achieve anything without one important thing. You have to take full responsibility for your life. We love to say, I want to take control over my life in every area, in my finances, my marriage, my health, my business, my career. Sure, that sounds great. The only way we can do it is also comes with full responsibility. Take it. Without that, you won't take full control. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. You guys like it so far? No?
Yes.
We can go home?
No.
Okay, before step number 3, you look at the beautiful picture, and I'm going to get some water. They're pretty simple, right? They're pretty simple, but very deep when you look at that, when you think about this. Because, everyone will say, oh, I've heard that before. Oh, I know that. Great. What did you do about this? Did you implement that? No. Or partially, or a little bit, right? But actually, did you take action? Did you take risk? Can I put this here? Don't move. All right. So, stepping outside of your comfort zone, it's one of my favorite things also, but you have to step outside of your comfort zone on purpose. Don't just find yourself out there like, oh my God, I have to do something, and I don't feel comfortable with this. Well, too bad for you. If you don't want to do it, you just don't do it. So why is so important when you step outside of your comfort zone on purpose, when you ignite the challenge and the change, what does it give you?
Control.
Control, one thing, two, but also you feel more powerful, right? When you becoming, and I can switch that, instead of you're switching from the victim mentality, oh poor me, I'm outside of my comfort zone, into victor mentality. I feel empowered. I'm the one stepping into the challenge. I'm the one choosing the challenge that will actually push me further, push my boundaries. I will achieve that, right? And you will never stop. You will know you're unstoppable, you're fearless. Fearless doesn't mean you don't have fear. It means you do have plenty of fears, but you decide to face them. So the difference is that you just don't go with the punches, right? But you are proactive. You approach the challenges, the things, the gain that you want, not just reactive to circumstances. Do you like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So of course, my favorite. I'm gonna show you how great I am. Another thing is, I remember I had like a motto on my wall. I wrote it down in Poland, and in translation that would be, do things that scare you, right? Or take risks on things that really scare you, or something like that you're afraid of. It's, like we love fitness, right? And we want to develop a six-packs or anything like that. Men, women, we know that, we just love that. So the same thing, every skill that I'm telling you about, it's a learnable skill. It's not an attainable skill that none of you can actually have or possess. All of it, you practice on. Like habit of courage is like a muscle of courage, a muscle of success that you exercise, right? How do you exercise that? How you get that? By constantly, facing, overcoming your fears, your challenges, your circumstances, maybe external circumstances, to build you up, to build up the courage, the strength in you to be able to take any challenge on, whatever you want, right? And the thing is that you have to really choose something that benefits you. We talked about this a little bit, the gain, remember? So something, when you take on the challenge, think about what that will give you. Maybe it will be fulfillment, maybe confidence, right? If someone, I remember, said they were scared of public speaking, right? Well, then that will actually give you, if you take on this challenge, that will give you actually confidence. Maybe some branding, maybe stronger personality, right? People, when you think about the gain that you're achieving, your insecurities, doubts, hardships, you know it's a part of the game. Yes, you will face them, but it's okay. In life, it's full of ups and downs, but it's up to you. How do you bounce back? How resilient are you, and what do you show off? What are you made of, right? The next thing also, we talked about is that this habit, the habit of courage, will be very useful, especially with people, the external circumstances, but also with people, skeptics, right? People that give you constructive criticism, which means they want to inflict the pain of their own fears, insecurities, and so on into you, because maybe they don't want you to be successful, right? But people have their own internal reason. Maybe they are just your family that love you and they want your success, sure, but they want you to be safe. Means sometimes people want you to be small, to play small. And it's your choice to play small or say, no, I want to play big. I really want to design my grand master plan and follow it. I want to have a blueprint and go for it because I am worth it, okay? And of course, in times of adversity, hostility, and bad circumstances, what do you say? You show them how great you are, okay? What do you show them?
Great.
Yes. Awesome. That's one of my favorites. Never give up, right? Be well prepared. Make fast decisions. But look at this little mouse. They know exactly what they're going for, what they will gain, but they well prepared. But now, do you see this? I love this picture. But now, again, it's all about reprogramming our mindset. We talked about this already. Common myth, right? The change or challenge equals what? Pain and loss. Again, most people fearful, unmotivated, and they just don't do it because they think that by avoiding this, they will avoid pain, inconvenience, so they just basically don't do it at all, right? And this expectation will really paralyze them. New mindset. Now, think about the challenge or change as a game, right? That's something that will increase your productivity, maybe public speaking, your confidence, your influence with people, make you a better leader, right? Better influencer. You will become really the role model you always wanted. And again, one of the most important things that we always forget, I need you to remember that one every single day. You have to value and appreciate yourself all the time. Because look where you're at right now. Your skills, your strength, your stubbornness maybe, your determination, your resilience, all your strength brought you here already. Remember about this. It's easy to be strong when everything is going great. It's not easy when you have to feel motivated every single freaking day. Trust me. And you keep going. Doesn't matter what will happen in your life that day. Okay? So that's why you have to remember who I am. Where are you coming from? What you achieved already, right? And all your, that's how you basically, what are your skills, talents, your superpowers? You have them. Challenge yourself to even write it down. What my superpower are, really. You know, what my strengths and skills, and build, like when I work with my clients, we build their foundation on their strength, not their weaknesses. I don't care about your weaknesses, really. They're going to be always there, you know, and you can spend the rest of your life to keep working on them. Perfect. Now, for great success, find and keep a mentor. All right, so like I mentioned, I was very, very blessed to have my family, my mentors, my law professor, that was another law professor that became my second mom. I know her for the past 14 years, basically, and we're still great friends. She was my amazing mentor. She told me, don't give up, you know. Guess who was not teaching the next year the same class? That was the professor that was trying to discourage me. Well, anyway, but keep them. What do you mean keep them? You know, sometimes it's like you're taking antibiotic, right? And you, 3 days, I'm feeling already better, right? I don't have to continue. But this was happening, really. You're supposed to be taking this antibiotic for 10 days, right? So you need to be fully recovered. And now, just very quickly, having community, having maybe people that you admire, companies that you admire, leaders you admire, follow them, stalk them, really. Because they will help you with your GSD, right? Get shit done on daily basis. And I'll just read through it. So practice your self-discipline, right, on everyday basis. Take risks. Keep up daily motivation during setbacks, not when everything is great. Also celebrate all your achievements. Help you create the burning desire to accomplish what you really want. Identify and focus your highest priorities, and so on, so on, so on, right? Now, step number 7, wake up, kick ass, and repeat. So how many people 95% of people won't accomplish their dream life, right? Why? Because people say, well, you know, I wanted something. So they committed to what they want, but then they fail. What was missing? What has happened? They were not committed to the full journey, right? They were not committed to the process. They were kind of wanting to have that happened overnight. Even we know it's not gonna happen, but irrationally like, okay, I want this, I want my six pack, and I wanna wake up tomorrow, you know, and just everything's gonna be there, right? So have some wine tonight, or two. So the truth is that you have to enjoy the journey. That was the hardest thing for me because I was such an achiever. I only wanted to achieve, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to have to go through the stress and the time of waiting and so on. But the thing was that your journey is going to be also your road to resilience. So the thing is that it's a marathon, not a sprint, as we know, but we have to keep remembering this. So I love to call this art of persistence or perseverance. It allows you to take action when you don't feel like it, when you don't want it, when you're not ready, when you're unmotivated. So you actually keep producing results, you know, and then being persistent gives you more self-belief, more confidence. Confidence helps you persist. So can you see how does it work? Yeah. And then along the way, keep the positive attitudes, keep the community that you are having around, keep your leaders, keep great people around you, keep challenging yourself, believe in yourself. So that's fantastic. Are we ready for the declaration?
Yep.
All right. So I need my phone. Guys, I have a little treat for you, and that will wake you up.